Today, we're diving into a really powerful framework. It's a total life reset that you can pull off in just a single day. So let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? Like you're just going through the motions. You're stuck on a path that you don't remember choosing. It's like your life is on autopilot, and you're not even sure who's in the cockpit anymore. Well, what if you could just hit pause? What if you could take one single, focused, 8-hour day and completely redefine your entire trajectory? That's exactly what this process is designed to help you do. So the whole thing kicks off in the morning. And it doesn't start with inspirational quotes or anything like that. Nope. It starts with a cold, hard look at where you are right now. This first step is the foundation for the entire day. It's called a reality audit. And the keyword here is brutal. This isn't about what you wish was true. It's about what is true. You got to grab a pen and paper, actually write this stuff down. No thinking it through in your head, and absolutely no sugarcoating. So, the audit starts with this question right here. You need to be specific. Is it your career, your health, maybe your relationships? Pinpointing the exact sources of that nagging dissatisfaction is the only way you can start to fix them. Okay, now this is where it gets real. You have to project forward. Imagine your life 3 years from now if you change absolutely nothing. What does that future look like? The whole point of this is to make the cost of doing nothing feel urgent, to make it feel painful right now. And this last audit question, man, it's a tough one. It forces you to look at the gap between what you say you want and what you do. You might say you want to be healthy, but what are the results of those late-night snacks and skipped workouts actually pointing to? You have to be honest here. All of this leads to a really powerful idea, your anti-vision. Instead of thinking about who you want to be, you get super clear on the person you are absolutely terrified of becoming. What does that person do all day? What do they avoid? This makes the stakes of standing still painfully crystal clear. So the morning wraps up with identifying what's called your identity gap. On one side of the paper, you write down who you currently are based on your actual actions. On the other side, you write down the person you claim you want to be. Seeing that conflict right there in black and white reveals the real patterns, like a fear of failure or an addiction to comfort, that are holding you back. Okay, deep breath. The hard part is done. The morning was about deconstruction. The afternoon, that's where we start to build. It's time to stop diagnosing the problem and start actually rewriting who you are. To do that, first we need to find out what really drives you. And there's this simple but incredibly profound tool called the 5 whys method. You just take a surface-level goal, like wanting a bigger paycheck, and you ask why 5 times to drill all the way down to the real, core emotional driver behind it all. Here's a perfect example. Why do you want a high salary? For security. Okay, but why do you want security? To avoid being left behind. Why that? Because I'm afraid of being seen as valueless. And boom, there it is. Suddenly, the goal isn't about money at all. It's about a deep need to feel worthy. And that is a much, much more powerful motivator. Now we get to the main event of the afternoon, the identity rewrite. The source material calls this the single most important step of the day. You fill in this template, but you define yourself by your actions, not by some vague label. So you're not a successful person. You are a person who consistently produces valuable work. It's a statement about your behavior, especially when things get tough. So with your new identity defined, the evening is all about making it real. This is where you build the actual machine that's going to make this change stick. So you don't have to rely on willpower, because we all know that runs out eventually. And you're going to build that machine to run for a 90-day sprint. That's it, just 90 days. It's short enough that it doesn't feel overwhelming, but it's definitely long enough to build real lasting momentum and see some serious results. Your system has 3 really simple parts. First, a North Star metric. That's one number you can track, like write 30 articles. Simple. Second, a daily non-negotiable. This is a small action you do every single day, no excuses, like writing for just 15 minutes. And third, environment design. This is all about making your good habits easy, like leaving your running shoes by the door and making your bad habits hard. And that brings us to the core principle, the thing that holds this whole system together. Because this isn't just a to-do list, it's a total philosophical shift in how you approach change. And it all comes down to commitment. And you make that commitment formal. You literally write out and sign a contract with yourself. You promise that for the next 90 days, you will follow the system whether you feel like it or not. You are choosing the right direction over the right emotion. Because motivation comes and goes, but a system is reliable. And that really brings us to the final, most powerful takeaway of this entire process. Real, lasting change isn't about gritting your teeth and just trying harder. It's about making a clean break. It's about making a decision to let the old you go and to build a new system that makes the new you inevitable. So the real question is, are you ready to stop allowing that old identity to exist?